Hello, I am here to do my vlog and check in for the 2022 Chloe Ting Summer Get Shred Challenge. I just finished it today with my dear friend Jen Ray. We finally got our last workout in for the 21-day challenge, and I'm really excited that I have my week of active rest coming up. It did definitely challenge me, okay? But one thing I have to say is I'm really surprised I wasn't as challenged as I thought I would be. And that really showed me something. I first started doing Chloe Ting challenges back in February. So this was my fourth Chloe Ting challenge. And originally I chose this summer shred challenge because I felt it would be a good one to cap off with before I go into my summer training, which is going to look different and it's going to be more freestyle, free flow. I am going to have some things that are going to be like set in place, but I also want to create room for just spontaneous movement in the moment, just like tuning into my body that day, feeling out how my body wants to move. I think that I am going to pick like 3 videos at random of Chloe's over the summer to do throughout each week, just to give me like a landing pad. I don't want to lose the framework and the stability that I have created with this regular like training schedule. I've seen the way it really gives me like a container to channel my stress, to work through any like emotional stuff, anything I'm grappling with in my day-to-day life. There has really been so much support, and it was very much an unexpected byproduct, but there's been so much support that's come in for me through having that time to just like sweat it out. It's like if I'm feeling tense, if I got a lot on my mind, if there's just stuff locked in my heart space that I need to clear out, I know that I can hit my mat and I can just let it all be wrung out of me, and I'll feel brand new afterwards. It's true, it's like the best medicine. I feel brand new. I feel clearer. I feel like I'm able to focus more. I feel like I kind of like took out the garbage, just took it out. I don't have to carry this. I don't have to carry this heaviness inside of me, these heavy emotions, these, thoughts that weigh me down, these stresses, these, just day-to-day life shit, And so I really had an opportunity to experience how great of a container exercise can provide to do this. And, I believe I discussed it a little bit in my last vlog, but, you work the tissues, you have stored stuff come out. That's just the way it is. Muscle has memory. Our bodies tell the stories of what's happened to us, what we've been through. And those things that we don't actively engage with, hold space for, emotionally process and cleanse from our system, it stays lodged in our tissues. So whether you go and get massage, you get body work, which by the way sounds heavenly to me right now as a body worker. I can't tell you how long it's been since I've received body work, and I so would love that right now. I mean, I do body work. I do body work on myself, but it's not the same, right? When you can just like let go and receive from another. I might have to treat myself to some body work soon. But yeah, you can get that result from body work, but you can also get it from exercise. And that's, one of the hugest takeaways I got from this experience. And I really realized how much it helped me just stay grounded in my day-to-day activities, how much it improved my concentration. I found myself getting things done more efficiently and also feeling more motivated because I had more energy. And I also kind of instated a practice with this round of the challenge, where more often than not, there were some days when I had to sleep in just because I had a really late night. I was tired, but more often than not, I would say about 75% of the challenge I did first thing in the morning, getting up early, early for me because I'm a night owl. And usually, I usually get up around 10:30 or 11, and I was getting up, like 9:30, which is a little bit of a shave off. It might not seem like much to others, but it was me moving into getting up earlier. The difference is that normally I would kind of like get up, have some coffee, maybe check my emails, see if there's any correspondence I need to tend to, sort of just do my office type business stuff, and languorously move into doing my workout, which by that time, um, there's not as much like just like get up and go. There's something about me getting into this routine of popping out of bed, when my alarm went off, going downstairs, changing into my workout clothes, and hopping on the phone with Jen Ray and being like, let's do this. That really was good for me on a lot of levels, on so many levels. And I want to maintain that practice. I know that if I go just kind of like free flow, all the way, like, just do whatever sounds good every day of the summer. Then when I come back to doing the Chloe Ting challenges in the fall leading up to my birthday, I'm going to get tanked, man. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose the fitness level that I've obtained because it's really supporting me in my dance. And I want to get back to dancing the way I was able to when I was in my early 20s. And there's a lot of stuff that I could do in the past as a dancer that nobody's seen me do because I wasn't performing back then, and I was very private with my dance. I didn't want to share it with anybody. It was like my thing. It was my way to, again, that movement processing what I was feeling. And so I used to just like lock myself in my room and make sure I had all the blinds closed and that nobody could see what I was doing. And I would just put on my music and I would dance for hours. And I've done that since I was a little girl, really little, just dance for hours. And when I was a teenager, it was all about Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation. I was so into it. I wanted to learn all that choreography. I saw Fame when I was a little girl and I wanted that. Like that was my dream. I wanted to dance like that, and I wasn't able to go to dance classes. We couldn't afford for me to go to dance classes. So I would just study dancers. I would watch dancers that I admired and I would try to learn their choreography and I would drill and drill and drill. And it's just something that really fed my soul. And I've been really wanting to get back to that place in dance where I was before. And a part of me is tempted to maybe go and, perform maybe a few more times. I don't know. We'll see. But I do feel like kind of compelled to share that medicine a bit. And I'm not sure how that's going to manifest. So I'll just say that for right now. There might be some of that coming on to Cobra's medicine bag here, some dance medicine. Let me know if you all would be into that, if you'd be into doing some dance medicine stuff with me on here. That could be really cool, actually. So it's something I'm considering. We'll see as it develops. But yeah, so that's going to be my focus more in the summer is going to be getting my dance chops back. I want to dance. And I'm going to do some stuff with Mike Peel. He does hip hop. I love hip hop. Very dynamic movement, man. It's very dynamic and it'll give you a good workout too. And everything that I've been doing with Chloe Ting is totally going to support me in hip hop. I'm going to be so much sharper in hip hop with what I've been doing with Chloe, because she uses a lot of plyometrics, a lot of jumping, you know, a lot of bounding, you know, and level changes and all that kind of stuff. A lot of plank work, you know, I've gotten a lot of my core work in. So I've noticed, I was just kind of playing around with choreo the other day. It's like, oh my gosh, I can move so much more freely. I can do so much more that I felt limited in doing before. So that's awesome. So I don't want to lose, you know, that structure, that framework that Chloe put in place for me, because I know that it's going to enable me to grow more in the dance, you know? So I'm thinking like 3 times a week, I'm just going to go on her channel and I'm going to pick, you know, I'm going to pick like 3 of her full body workouts, and I'll just pick them at random, you know, whatever sounds good. She's got a ton of videos for me to explore. I mean, I only discovered her, you know, I only discovered her back in February, and she's like up to something like, I don't know, a couple million followers or something like that. Couple million subscribers. She's got, you know, a channel loaded with a huge library of videos, so she can keep me busy all summer for sure. And then the rest of the time, you know, my cardio will all come from my dance, and I'm going to do yoga as well and some kind of Pilates based stuff just to really support my body in the dance, kind of more conditioning for dance. I might pull in some TRX and do some heavy lifting. I got an Olympic bar here and some big old weight plates out back. So I might, you know, throw in a couple days of weights, to heavy weights, maybe twice a week on top of the days I do the full body stuff with Chloe. So maybe I'll bang out a full body workout with Chloe, head out back, bust out some, you know, sets for the lower body, because I don't train my upper body heavy. I'm not into that. It's not what I'm looking at. It's not what I'm looking to build. I'm looking to really, you know, build up my legs, my glutes, you know, focus on the lower body a lot more, and my core strength. I want strength in my upper body, but I don't want to get all built. I don't want to get yoked out. And I actually can put on muscle very easily. I'm a pitta, okay? I'm a pitta dominant. Pitta dominance, we can put on muscle quite easily, you know? So I've just learned what kind of training works for my body, and what I like, and where I need the most support. I feel like I really get what I need for my upper body, which is expansion. You know, I need that constant. I have to always be mindful of that, you know, heart open, you know, don't roll forward, no self-protective postures, you know, so yoga's great for that. And I love the kind of strengthening forms of yoga. I love power yoga with Brian Kest or Baron Baptiste. They're like my favorites. Ashtanga yoga, you know, I'm into it. I'm all about it. And I'm currently going through some education, you know, for yoga, for another yoga certification through India, you know. So I'm excited about that, because I'm learning from teachers in India and learning a lot of traditional stuff, and they're even fusing a lot of Ayurveda into it, which is nice, because you know, I was trained in Ayurveda at the Dhyana Center, but I'm also, you know, now getting some education from, you know, the root from India, which is really nice. And it expands on what I learned. I did some training at Kerala Institute down in, I believe that's in Milpitas. Yeah, Milpitas in California. And that was wonderful too. All the teachers there were from Kerala, India. So I learned a lot from them too. And so it's nice, because I can also use that training to move towards another one of my goals, which is to complete the training for this other yoga certification, which I'm really excited about. And then I'll be bringing some stuff like that to this channel too. to support people. We'll be going on some yoga journeys, and that'll all be great. So my training is shifting, my training is shifting this summer, and I do want to create more room for really like diving into my body intuitively, really feeling out what does my body need today, how does my body want to move today, and let that influence which Chloe Ting workout I choose, if it's a day when I plan to do a Chloe Ting workout, or what kind of dance do I want to do today? Do I want to do hip hop? Do I want to do jazz? Do I want to do more burlesque oriented? Do I want to do some belly dance drills? Do I want to do modern? Do I want to, work on some ballet bar technique? Work on some releves, some pirouettes, some spins, I want to just like tap into it. Do I want to go and lift the heavy weights out back, or do I really feel like I want to go to the park with my TRX and get a workout in outdoors with Ted, So I'm creating some free flow within there, but I want to keep the structure. And that's one of the things that really came through for me with this challenge, was what a balancing point the training can be, how it can be like this landing pad that gives you a strong foundation to build your day upon. You start out your day with clear energy, you feel more like awake in it, ready to move into the activity of the day, and with a spirit of motivation, and already starting out like feeling empowered. Yeah, it's good. And doing that with a friend was really nice. There were some things that made it more challenging about doing it with a friend as opposed to doing it solo, as I've done before. And then there were some things that were really rewarding about doing it with a friend. The rewarding parts were that I absolutely love Jen Ray, and she's my ride or die. She's always had my back. She's such a loyal, dear person to my heart. I love her. She's like my family. And it's hard, it's really hard being across the country from her. I miss hanging out with her. I miss laughing with her, being wild with her, getting into adventures and misadventures with her. I love Jen Ray. So to be able to do that, like every day, we're like checking in with each other, and we're doing it in a way where we're supporting each other in showing up for ourselves, taking care of ourselves. That felt so good. And especially just in terms of connection with another woman, Sometimes I found it really challenging. I'm going to get real here, man. Sometimes I found it really challenging to have friendships with women. And this is something that's been challenging, for most of my life. Really started when I was in junior high, I noticed, but I feel like so often, I think just because it's sort of ingrained in our culture, so often there's like always this strange competitiveness among women that I don't resonate with. I don't understand it. I can't relate to it. And it makes things so uncomfortable sometimes. And sometimes it doesn't feel very supportive. And sometimes I prefer to be alone and hang out alone. And sometimes I prefer to hang out with guys for that reason, because I feel like guys are really upfront, They're upfront. When you're friends with them, they're upfront. I mean, they're not always upfront. I'm not saying like guys are always truth tellers, but they do tend to be a bit more direct, And I don't know. I haven't had a lot of what I felt were very supportive female friendships, although I do have some, I do have like a close-knit circle, but a lot of times I find it's been hard, to go really deep in friendship with other women because of this element, because of this. There's always some kind of competitive element. And again, I think it's just something that's been ingrained in our culture, where it's sort of designed that way. And especially when it comes to things like beauty ideals or body types, um, women can be catty. They can be very catty and competitive in that regard. And I don't want to get into any of that. I don't want to be around that energy at all. But um, Jen Ray is one of those connections I have where there's absolutely none of that. And it's beautiful. And she just wants to see me happy and wants to see me, feeling healthy and enjoying life. And I want the same for her. And there's none of this like competitiveness. There's no competition. It's just very much like we meet each other in that place and we want to lift each other up. And it felt really wonderful to have that and to be able to drop in with another woman and connect and share our experiences. And it was cool too, because she also experienced emotional release, so we both got to kind of like talk through those things together. Like a lot of stuff came up. I was like, whoa, this is like therapeutic. So that part was really cool. Plus, Jen Ray is an early riser, so it really helped. I let her like most of the time just kind of set the time for us to do the workout. And that way, it encouraged me to get up earlier. So it was very much a motivating force. Accountability, I've always had accountability, even when I'm doing it on my own, because if you can't be accountable to yourself, like nothing else matters at the end of the day, right? It's all about being in integrity. And that's a lesson I learned a long time ago in my healing process, is that you got to keep your word to yourself. Like if you say you're going to do something, follow through with it. It's so important that you do, because when you build self-trust, that's like the most empowering choice you can make towards your healing, is to build self-trust like that, that when you tell yourself, you make a commitment to yourself that I'm going to do this. I have this goal and I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit this time to my care. I'm going to make it a priority. And when you put yourself first like that and you fucking follow through, it is transformational. I have to say it's the best thing I've ever done for myself, and it hasn't just started here with training, although this is the first time I have done it with training. Okay. This is the first time I've entered training with this kind of mindset, I didn't always have this mindset, and taking it to this level, because I've done training over the years, but never like a set, stint like this where I'm like, no, training is going to become my lifestyle. And in order for it to become my lifestyle, it needs to be sustainable. I'm not viewing this as like, this is something I'm going to do until I reach my goal, being in the best shape of my life by the time I turn 50. And when I say that, I mean mind, body, spirit. I don't mean just physically, okay? And for me, what is my ultimate health physically, you all might look at my body and you might go, oh, like I would want to lose more weight or whatever. That's not what it's about for me. For me, I want to feel strong and empowered and I want to feel myself. I don't really care what you all think about it, to be honest with you. I want to feel good about my body. And for me, it's funny. It's like that has really shifted, so much for me. It's pretty amazing. And that's been a big piece of what these Chloe Ting challenges have brought me, is they've really shown me that I really overcame eating disorder and body dysmorphia. That's gone. That doesn't exist anymore. You really can recover from this shit. You can get to the other side of it. It's just so not my focus. I don't even really care if my body, gets smaller. It's not even really about that for me. I just want everything to be nice and, toned but still curvy, and yeah, I just want to be in shape, you know. And shape isn't necessarily a size, you know. It isn't. Shape is really about, you know, what's your body composition like. So if I've built some muscle, you know, and if I've shed some of that fat that I don't need, I don't care what size I wear. You know, that's not, it's irrelevant to me. It doesn't matter. So this was really huge for me, because one of the reasons why I hadn't picked up training like this on this level is because the last time I really was like actively training, like consistently on a regular basis, as in for months and months at a time, I had, you know, still been in the process of recovering from eating disorder. And so there were times that I would go out of balance with it. And I think that I sort of built up a little bit of a fear around it. Like, oh, if I start training, is it going to activate that in me again? I don't want to go down that road again. But over the past few years, I started bringing, you know, some training in again. I started working with kettlebells and, you know, getting some cardio in, and even stepping foot in the gym, you know, doing things like aqua fitness classes, things of this nature. And as I did, I discovered, ooh, you know, I enjoy this. And I also know when I need to take a break, and I'm able to do it, not go out of balance. And so, yeah, the Chloe Ting challenge in February was just the progression of that. And now I'm really making the choice that I'm going to embrace a lifestyle of training, you know, and I'm going to meet it on my level. And I know that I can do it, and I can do it in a way that feels good, that's sustainable, that's in balance. I like what I've created, you know, where I do blocks, you know, I periodize my training. I do blocks of, you know, training for like a month, and then I take a week of active rest where I just do really gentle stuff, walks, you know. If I had a bike, I would go on a bike ride, you know, things of that nature, just some hikes, you know, playing with Ted outside, you know, having fun, maybe going swimming. All right. So, yeah, that's been really great. And it's been great to have a friend, you know, going through that process with me. Where it was challenging doing it with another person is that there were times when my body was on a different page than her, or vice versa. Maybe her schedule demanded something different. It didn't work with my schedule. So sometimes that was the only thing that could be kind of difficult, is like getting in sync with scheduling all the time, you know. But we worked through that, and we just were like, okay, today we do it on our own, and we can check in and say, yeah, I got it in, you know, and it was great. And I really, I had a lot of fun with it, and I was super stoked to see that there were exercises from the last challenge included in this challenge that I couldn't do before, and I was able to do them. So I continue to see growth and progress, and it's pretty amazing to me how far things have come. I'm just really excited to be in this place. I'm feeling really good. Health-wise, I'm feeling really good, and I haven't had any kind of flare-ups with the neurological, you know, condition I've been dealing with, which is basically a case of like my immune system is attacking my nervous system. I've been dealing with it for a while, and we're not quite sure what it is, but it can cause some pretty like heavy duty flare-ups for me. And yeah, you know, I've really noticed that since I started this, I haven't had a single flare up. And that's really good, because back in December, I had quite a few. And I had one that really kind of made me nervous, kind of scared me. And that was one of the reasons why I was like, I got to figure this out. I got to do something to support my body. So I really feel that's the takeaway, you know, is that this has really improved my health. And the biggest thing I got out of it, which has been shocking for me, is the way that this has helped me lower my stress and help me come into my emotional center and really feel in ownership of my body and balancing my life out by prioritizing my care first, so that when I give to others, I can give from a place of fullness instead of depletion, and then it's mutually rewarding. So that's what I have for you all. I'm going to go off into my active rest week. I'm really going to enjoy myself. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to take it easy. And then I think I'll vlog with you guys as I go through, my summer training too. And I'll just share what that's like and keep you all updated. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for those who have subscribed to the channel. Really appreciate the support, and let me know, let me know what your experience has been with training. And if you've done the Chloe Ting challenge, share your thoughts with me. What was it like for you? I would love to connect with you all. And I'll be seeing you soon for another vlog about my fitness journey. Have a beautiful evening.